All right, now it is time for part 2 in the GIMP series, Simplified series for OLED images and animations. Part 2, making animation frames. Picking up on our list, we're up to part 2. So that means we have our file. It's sliced up from the preset and we're at the top. So this could be whatever you want. But if you're using the text tool, figured here's some tips. So the text tool, let's make the same stupid clash with disappearing letters and stuff that I did in the other series, right? So the text tool is the capital A icon. So boom, here's a text tool. And the leftmost tab beneath it is for the text settings. So we want to come to our text tool and look at the settings. There you go. And you want to make sure that this anti-aliasing is unchecked because we're not trying to make smoothness happen on a 128 by 32 pixel screen. All right, so the leftmost tab beneath it for texting, great, did that. So click and type something. So we come in here with our text tool, and we click, and we type something. And today we're doing Clash. And I'm gonna double click and select everything in there, pick a more reasonable font size. We'll pick a different font. Okay, so to pick a different font, see here it's currently this. You have over here, this tab right here is your font choice. There, great, Optima Heavy. And it could be a little bigger, so let's just make it this. And that's great. So now I'm going to move that to where I want. And it's too big. So I'm going back to my text tool, selecting all. We'll get there. Let's go, just go back to 30. 5. Okay. Now you click the move tool, that's this. And you move your layer into place. And I'm moving this to where I want it. Let's say there. All right. Now, this layer, see the yellow boundary? It's only the layer itself, because we created it when we chose the text tool, is only that big. Kind of want it at least as big as the image. Have your text tool selected. See these corner boxes show up? That's your boundary size of your layer. Depending on what you're doing, you may want that to be the full size or bigger, so there's room to put stuff on that layer. So in this case, we're going to right click the active text layer in the layer list on the right, which is right here. And we're going to choose layer boundary size. We're going to make this 150 by 960. There you go. Okay. Now simply going to do the Command J to duplicate the layer thing. So I click in here and I do Command J. And look, it duplicated my layer. Now, you go to Menu, Layer, Transform, Offset each time when you need to change your XY settings. Great. So going to Layer, Transform, Offset. Okay, you got to go there. You could also go up here and just type Offset, and that's a shortcut to it. You'll need to do this when you want to change the settings about it. So our offset X we're not going to move. We're just going to move 32 down. And I think you just say OK here. That's it. And there it is. Then Command F will repeat the last thing you did. So from there you can actually just do Command J to copy this layer now. And then Command F to offset it down. Rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. We're just going to do that until I fill all the way to the bottom. JF, 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 JF. I don't even want this many layers. So let's crop this thing. So here's selection tool. It might be set on ellipse. You could just long click it and then choose rectangle instead. And maybe we only want like this many frames. So I'm going to choose that and then do image crop to selection. You can also just grab the crop tool. Say we wanted to take off one more. I'm going to select everything except that last slice. And then when you click away from it, it crops your image to that size. I'm going to do my little animation thing in here, same as Photoshop. This looks like an eraser. Yep, eraser tool. And the tool settings is over here. So I'm going to click and drag this size smaller. I don't want to have to click each one of these to edit. I don't want to go all the way back to the first, because now I can affect that, but I'm not affecting the others. Not going to do that. I'm going to flatten the image. So I'm going to go image, flatten image. Now I just got one image to work on. And then it'll be nothing again for 2, and that'll loop. Okay, whatever. Just to have an example of what to do. And that's it. That's ready to export, which is part 3. So see you there.